Hey y'all, I'm popping on just a few, actually just 1 minute early so I can make sure I can get this shared over onto my personal Facebook page while I wait for, see if anybody's gonna join me today. Okay, okay, here we go. Okay. Okay. I'm live in the right spot. I shared that on my personal Facebook page and it is 3 o'clock. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Today's card, we're using the Healing Hugs stamp set. And this is one of the Stampin' Up's patent pending types of stamps. It's called Distinctive, I-N-K with a K. Anyway, it's just the way that the image is etched into the rubber stamp that gives it that almost like photo realistic image and kind of 3D, and you can achieve the effect with just one ink color. It's beautiful. So in this set, it's the flower and then the grouping of leaves here. Those are both distinctive, and so you'll get to see what I'm talking about when I show you some samples and we get stamping in just a few minutes. Okay, so I knew I wanted to use this stamp set, and I knew I wanted to use this ribbon. I love ribbon. It's probably one of my most favorite embellishments. And I was super excited to see that we're actually carrying this striped ribbon in the annual catalog now. We've had it a couple of different times in mini catalogs or within colors, and so it retired. But these three colors, it's Coastal Cabana, Gorgeous Grape, and Poppy Parade, are in the annual catalog, and it is the 1/4 inch mini striped ribbon. Oh, and it's yummy. Okay, let me put that away. And here are a couple of cards. Here's one I did with the Coastal Cabana. And then I also used Pear Pizzazz, and I've got a piece of that ribbon just tucked underneath this little banner. And these cards are basically the same. Hey Terry, how are ya? I basically I'm gonna make 3 of the same card. I'm just using the different colors so I could use each of the different ribbons. And here's one in Gorgeous Grape. And you see how the depth and the dimension that you get in that stamping along with the leaves as well. I hope y'all can see that. That's achieved with just one ink color. I'm just amazed. And then I've got some of the glitter enamel dots on here. Okay, so let me put this off to the side now. And Terry Lynn, this is gonna be funny. I put your Happy Mail from the drawing that you won. I put it in the mail yesterday, and then this morning I drew for last week's prize, and guess what? You won again, so yay. So I've got some basic black baker's twine that I will be sending you another package early next week, probably Monday. Monday's a day that I get out and I can go to the post office. So congratulations, Terry. Thank you for tuning in and commenting. I appreciate it. And for this week's prize, I'm giving away, I've got some Pool Party solid baker's twine. It's 25 yards. It's awesome stuff. I love it. The ribbon's retired, but the color is current. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Ribbon, twine, I love it all. Hey, you're so funny. Okay, well, I am gonna just jump on in, I think, and I've got my packet here. We can go over the supplies. Oops, over there. Okay. We are using, like I said, we're making one in all 3 colors, so I need one in Poppy Parade. So this is 5.5 by 8.5, and I've already scored it at 4 1/4. I do have one of our Whisper White medium envelopes, and I have a couple of different pieces of Whisper White. This is our stamping panel on the front of the card, and this measures 3 1/4 by 5 1/2. This is for the inside of our card, so I think I'm getting a shadow when I hold it up too close. This is 4 by 5 1/4. Let me turn on another light. Let's see. I was debating as to whether or not I needed to turn on that other light, and I think that I do. So, okay, and then this is for our sentiment, and it's 3/4 inch wide, and it's about 3 1/2 inches long. We're gonna stamp it, and then we're gonna banner the end of it. So as long as it's at least about 3 1/2 inches long, you'd be okay. And then our shaded spruce is our green that we're using with the Poppy Parade. And this piece is 3 1/2 by 5 1/2. Okay, so let's get our pieces that we know we're gonna be stamping. We're gonna be stamping on a lot of different things today because I'm gonna stamp on the envelope, we're gonna stamp on the inside and the outside twice, okay? We're going to be doing some stamping off so that we can get some more dimension and color, different shades of the one color. Okay, let me bring in my stamps over here. Okay, this little one is going to get, actually yes I do need that, but not right this second. Okay. So this is the Sending You Healing Vibes, and we're just going to ink that up. And let me just double check that I've got that on there straight. Okay. I always like to test it. And then now here you don't quite want to go in the center, but you just want to leave just a little bit of space here to add our little gem that we're going to add. And that's fun because it's going to be I'm just going to have a sneak peek of an item that's coming out in the holiday catalog, which demonstrators can order from now, and customers can begin ordering September 5th. But I didn't have any other embellishments that were Poppy Parade, so I thought, well, I'll just use this. So I know y'all can't get it yet, but it was just a little sneak. I need to get my Simply Chamois over here where I can reach it without having to reach across the screen. Okay, and might as well just keep going here. So here's our inside layer. And I've got the Wishing You a Quick and Complete Recovery. And I'm going to get this kind of high and centered. Let that ink soak into our cardstock without pressing too hard because you don't want to end up getting a halo. If you smush down too far, see how I've got some ink on the edge of the stamp right here? This might be easier. See that? So that's because I might have pressed too hard on my ink pad, but then if I press too hard on my cardstock when I'm stamping, I can actually transfer that, and we call that a halo. At least the team that I'm on, that's what we call it, is halo stamping. When you get that little, you know, the image around that, the markings around that. We don't want that. Okay, now the rose is going to be done a couple different times. We're going to go full strength right here inside the card. And maybe kind of angle it and come in like that. And again, you just want to leave it there for just a few seconds, 5 Mississippis, to give the ink a chance to soak into our cardstock. Okay. Now, let me scoot this up a bit. I feel like I'm not quite there in frame. Okay, and let's see, the next one. Got those two. Let's do our envelope. So again, we're gonna go full strength. And you don't want to, especially if you're really gonna mail this rather than hand deliver, you don't want to mess with any of the areas that the post office uses to be able to get your package, your card, or whatever, you know, where it needs to go. So I usually just come right over here in the bottom left-hand corner And I seem to get away with that just fine. Oh, great, thanks. I'm glad, Terry Lynn. Good info. I try to give, you know, different tips and tricks and, you know, just things. Of course, you know, they're things that just work for me. And I hope that, you know, if they work for you, that yay. And if not, then that's okay too. Okay, so here's where we're going to have a little bit of fun. I'm going to take the image and I'm going to stamp it full strength right about in the center of my card here. And we're holding it again. Let that ink transfer. And then I'm going to pick it up, and without re-inking, I'm going to stamp right up here. So this is called second generation stamping. And like I was saying earlier, it's another way to get more use out of your ink pad because it's going to be a lighter shade, so it's like you have two colors, but you really only use the one. Okay? Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And then we're going to ink it up one more time. And now this time I'm going to stamp it off onto the scratch. So that's my first generation, and here comes my second generation. So a little bit of stamping today. We're just going to fill in some of our leaves, and it's a fairly quick and simple card. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, we're done with the Poppy Parade. So let's get our shaded spruce. In case you haven't seen, this is our newly designed style ink pads, and all you do is pop it open like this and slide it in there and it'll lock, and it looks like I got a piece of fuzz or something. And okay, so the leaves. Now I did stamp off on the leaves each time. I liked the way that it looked. The shaded spruce is really dark and intense, and it's beautiful, but I just wanted a softer image here. So I'm going to stamp off, and I'm going to do one over here. And we'll do one more about right in here. And don't worry about this that is not touching, or that this is crossed over, because our sentiment's going to go right over the top of that. Okay, that is all of our stamping done. All right. Let me give that a chance to just dry for a minute. Let me go ahead, let's put the inside together. Let's get I can take this out of the way. Okay, and we're going to get our bone folder so that we can fold our cardstock on the score line and give it a good crease. Okay, and then I'm going to open it back up so that I can layer in my inside panel with some snail. When you're lining up your panel on the inside, if you'll just line up the top and the bottom and this right side, you'll get it perfectly lined up every time. Don't try to sit there and go against that line too, because that one doesn't really matter. If you can get these three to be all about the same, that's all you need to worry about. And that looks good. So then you want to press down. And remember, I always like to turn it over just in case I have ink on my hand or something. Okay, and let's see, let's take care of our banner. I'm going to bring in our tailored tag punch. This actually came out in our Occasions catalog earlier this year, and it carried over to the annual catalog. And I like to use this one, of course, upside down. I use most of my punches upside down. But it's also easy. Well, for one, because I can see what I'm punching, but two, it just makes it easier to lay it down on the table and punch. Oops, that's the wrong side. And so we're gonna do the banner end on the left side. And this, for me, just right now, is easier than using that triple banner punch. And it also just gives you a different way that you can use this punch. So let's start. I'm just going to go in a smidge, And then we can see. So we're going to come over all the way to the right, and then we just want to stop at the white is what I liked, the look that I liked. So let's see, am I there? It's a smidge. It was probably close enough, but let's just do it one more time, just a little bit. There we go. Okay, let's get that out of our way. Okay, go ahead and put this panel together. Again, I'm going to use Snail for the Whisper White. I tend to not use the liquid glue on Whisper White, just because sometimes it could be like bumpy and it'll show, you know, like if you did little squiggly lines, like sometimes it can show through. I don't know if anybody else has that problem, but I do. So I use the Tombow glue a lot, and I really like it and I prefer it. But when I'm doing Whisper White, I will almost always use the Snail. Okay, let's do it from the back, Darlene. Okay. Hello, Cheryl. I'm so glad you're joining me today. Thank you. And nope, that's good. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and I've just got a piece of our ribbon right here, and good old Scotch tape is how I like to attach my ribbon to the bag. And I think that I'm gonna have, let's see, I want it to go, I don't want to cover up all of that flower. Okay, about right there. I like that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I don't need that much on that side. Just gonna pick it up. And we'll tape this side down. And now I know that I can cut this just enough to give you a little piece to tape. Let me grab another piece of tape and we'll make sure that this is straight. Straight-ish. Okay, here we go. Okay, now I'm going to be using our mono liquid glue. And I probably use a lot of this too, but you can use as much or as little as you think you need. I just don't want my cards falling apart. So now this is going to go on the front of our card. It's going to be flush from top to bottom, and then we're going to have a little border from side to side. So let's see if I can do this without getting my head in the camera. There we go. So I'm just kind of eyeballing that this distance and this distance is the same, and we'll get that there, and we will go ahead and press that down. Okay, and then we'll give it one more little, because we kept opening it, but I like to assemble my cards with the card base open. I don't know why, I just do. Okay, and let's see. I think all we need is our sentiment, which I'm going to pop up on some dimensionals. Okay, and this is going to go, remember I said it was going to go all the way to the shaded spruce, letting that ribbon peek out from the bottom. Just like that. Yeah, that looks pretty. I like that. Okay, and here the last thing is for the little sneak peek and embellishment that's coming. The other cards I used are glitter enamel dots, the Gorgeous Grape, Melon Mambo, Granny Apple Green, and Coastal Cabana. I love these dots. They are so much fun. Okay, and so this is what is new in the holiday catalog. This is from a sweet Santa's Workshop, and these are enamel shapes, and this is Garden Green, Whisper White, and Poppy Parade. And since I didn't have anything Poppy Parade, I didn't have anything white either that I could have colored with my Poppy Parade blend. And then I pulled these out. I thought, oh, well, there's white. I can color that. But then when I pulled them all out of the package, I realized that there's Poppy Parade in there. So I'm going to use these. I know you can't buy them yet, but unless you're a demonstrator. And I'm just going to use one and just stick it right there, just like I did with those other ones. You could sprinkle a few around if you wanted to. I thought that might have been a boo-boo, and that would have been a good place to put one to cover that up, right? Oh, and there it is. That is the card for today. Pretty quick and simple, showcasing that beautiful Healing Hugs stamp set. We bring this in. We've got our envelope here. And let me see, where did I put the other cards? Oh, almost right in front of me. Okay, stamp set. So here's our Gorgeous Grape. And then we have the Coastal Cabana. So you'll have to leave me a comment and tell me which one is your favorite, which color you like the best. And remember, if you comment and share my video, you'll be entered into the drawing. This week is for the Pool Party Solid Baker's Twine, and I will announce that winner next week on Thursday. So I don't see that I don't think I've missed any questions or anything. And so unless you guys have something last minute, I am going to go ahead and end the video, and I will see you next Thursday at 3. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.